Hey everyone, it's Chris with Hot Shots Coffee here, and we're going to review another product. This one is all about an actress and her coffee. So let's dive in, don't go anywhere, we'll be right back. Okay guys, so I've had this coffee maker here for a little while. I'll be honest with you, for quite a while. And sorry Drew, she's a little dusty, but doesn't mean we can't do a good review. And I'm sure, as far as I know, this thing is still being sold at Walmart, and I'm sure people like you out there are still trying to figure out how good is this thing and is it worth buying. So we're gonna run down, we're gonna look at it, I'm gonna talk about the stuff on the outside of the box real quick and just kind of give you a nice good unboxing, and then we'll dive in, we'll brew some coffee, and we'll finish up this review. So let's start by just unboxing this thing. Or actually, let's look about the box here. So the first thing is it says it can brew up to 14 cups in under 14 minutes. So that's a cup a minute. All right, that's pretty fast. Water tank holds up to 70 ounces. You know, a lot of marketing jargon here. Glass carafe. Now this is definitely a very pretty coffee maker. So that's one thing that you need to know about is compared to like your Mr. Coffee and this sitting next to it, you're gonna think this is high dollar, okay? But I will tell you, I just saw Mr. Coffee for about 50 bucks and this thing's not far off. So just keep that in mind. This is definitely a very pretty unit. Looks like something that fell out of Williams and Sonoma. And it might even be sold there, but this is definitely a Walmart product. And so the carafe, the looks, everything is awesome as far as that goes. I think it looks the part. It has a non-stick, stain-resistant, easy cleaning warming plate. You know, warm for 4 hours, includes reusable gold tone filter basket, measuring scoop. So I would be surprised if this isn't too much far off from a Mr. Coffee, just in a tuxedo. So we have key features. Long-lasting steel with soft matte premium finish. Okay, looks. Easy wipe clean touchscreen display. Okay. Powerful 1200 watts. Now that's pretty good. I don't know if Mr. Coffee goes to 1200 watts, but it might. No wait, pause, and serve feature. So I don't know what that means, but we'll find out. Charcoal water filter. Okay, you know, charcoal water filter should be coming in almost every coffee maker because the water is that bad around here. But doesn't necessarily mean you need to use it. If you watch my other videos, I tell you, if you get really good clean water, appropriate TDS water, you won't even need a filter. 1 to 4 cup setting for full flavor in small batches. Okay, so that's kind of interesting too. So you can kind of control the water in some respects. Let's see, what else? Here's a message from Drew herself. Oh, maybe I should start. This is Drew Barrymore. Okay, she played in E.T. She played in a bunch of other movies too. So yeah, so if you're familiar with Drew Barrymore, 50 First Dates, Adam Sandler, any of that. Okay, if not, that's fine. But you know, take that as you know. If you're a Drew Barrymore fan, you probably already own this and you know about it. You're probably not watching my channel either. So the kitchen is my family's happy place. This is from Drew. I can't really do her voice. It's where we cook and eat and bake and laugh and share our most beautiful moments together. That's what inspired the creation of Beautiful, my new collection of easy-to-use kitchenware that you'll want to keep out on your kitchen counter. So whether your kitchen has flour all over the place from the kids' baking session or you're throwing an adult dinner party, I hope every step will be simple, delicious, and beautiful. Drew, cook with Beautiful. Okay, and there's a lovely picture of Drew on the side of the box. Okay, so now let's just unload this thing and let's start seeing what it's all about. Okay, so let's start taking a look at this guy or gal. Ooh, the box is definitely very pretty. Now, like I said, this is a coffee maker. Well, excuse me, like Drew said, this is a coffee maker that you're gonna want out for your friends and family and everyone to see. So you don't have to hide it in your pantry anymore, okay? We're not hiding Mr. Coffee on this one. We're leaving it out. We're leaving it out for everyone to see. I should have put a table here before I started down this journey, but that's all right. We'll just pull her out. All right. All right. Well, this is it. And that's all that's in the box, by the way. There's a manual, which hopefully we won't need that. There's that piece there. There's this piece here. So let's take a look at this. And here she is in all her glory. Okay, well, I will tell you this. First and foremost, you have an extension cord that's about 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet long. That might be an issue for some of you folks. I don't know if that's standard, but that's what it is. Now, and it looks like we got to take out the glass pot first. Got to take this thing off, so we'll do that. Okay, get rid of this stuff here. So not bad looking. Let's take some of this stuff off, okay? Let's start going over it. I got the white version. I think they have in several different colors. They got white, black, all kinds. You know, white is really clean looking, obviously, if you have a, you know, whatever your motif of your kitchen is. You know, when I got this thing, you know, my wife wants it, so, you know, it's going to end up in our house. So, like the 7, 10 other coffee makers I have at the house. But this is pretty nice so far. It's very sleek, very minimalistic. Okay, so the lid pops up. And I will tell you, this isn't far off from a Mr. Coffee, at least in looks. I mean, you got the rain shower here that just drips the water down into the filter basket. You got your glorified golden filter basket here. You got your water reservoir in the back with a little level here. So far, nothing too crazy. There's no metal here or anything. This is all plastic, other than maybe this screen here, however long that will last. And it's not heavy. You know, this thing probably weighs the same as a Mr. Coffee, to be honest. And I'm only saying Mr. Coffee because that's a relatable coffee maker that we all know, right? Now, the next thing is how I feel like this opens, but I'm sure it doesn't. It doesn't need to. Everything's right here, so I guess that doesn't open. So let's put this off to the side. Now, this is pretty. This is the this is your carafe here, okay? Plastic lid. Pretty much, actually, I think everything's plastic on this thing, to be honest. I don't think there's any metal other than the base heater. I mean, this is all just a white, nice plastic, not real heavy coffee maker. Like I said, a very similar Mr. Coffee. Here's your carbon filter, okay? Not real big or anything. That probably goes underneath this meter here somewhere so that it filters that water down. We'll figure that out later. Matter of fact, if you want to figure that out, look at it in the manual, because I probably won't go over that. But it's just something that you probably put down in there. Probably very simple to do. If you're worried about that, the manual will help you better than I can. All right, so this is glass, which is nice. But everything else is plastic. Oh, geez. Everything else is plastic. This is gold. But, you know, I'm sure over time it will wear away. And we'll have to only time will tell, and maybe some reviews and stuff online will tell you how long this will actually look this pretty. I think so far, the biggest thing going for this, and I'm sure Drew will tell you here, is that this thing is pretty, right? If you want to have your coffee and maybe you don't do coffee every single day, you know, and you want something that's just sitting out, is nice, pretty, probably going to make the same type of coffee as a Mr. Coffee. I'm just guessing here based on what I'm looking at. It's probably going to be very similar to this. I don't see anything here that's going to change my mind so far, but we're really going to have to just brew with it and try it. But I think it's pretty. What do you guys think? Take a look. I mean, it's a pretty little unit. And it's very minimalistic. Everyone's into the minimalistic, the sleek look. It's definitely nicer than a Mr. Coffee. So let's see how it brews coffee. All right, guys. So now we are ready to brew some coffee. Obviously, if we're going to be fancy, we got to go with the good stuff. We got Lavazza Gold here, and we're going to just brew from that. This is what they give you. They say for every cup it's a scoop, so we'll try that. And let me just go over some things here. So I already put my water in here. I have it at 1 to 4 cups. The level inside only starts at about 4, then it goes all the way up to I think about 14 cups. So that's something good to know. When you get these machines, this is just something I want to mention. If you guys are new to any kind of coffee machines, which most people aren't, but if you do, maybe you're a college kid, this is your first coffee machine, or any kind like this, Mr. Coffee, what have you. It's always good. What I just did is you take this thing out, you clean the carafe with soap and water, you lift up this guy here, and then you take out the filter, clean that with soap and water, okay? Then you're gonna fill this thing up full, and they always recommend to run it twice with water, okay, a cycle. Obviously clean this thing out before you put it back in there, and rinse it out, make sure that's nice and clean. These are things, obviously, a lot of this stuff is coming through transport, everything else, probably perfectly fine, but like anything, you don't wanna just drink and eat whatever the thing is that you just bought that came from wherever it came from, okay? So always wash this stuff, keep it clean, and not only that, it will help last things if things move during transport or little dust mites or whatever gets in there. You don't want to clog in your machine and breaking it the first time. So shouldn't happen, but weirder things have happened. So that's how you start, and all these things on the instructions are the same. Now, I will tell you this, the instructions don't tell you too much on this thing, as far as it tells you about how to brew it, tells you always keep water at, don't go over the 14 cups, don't go below 1, like 2 cups or something like that, which is not 2 cup, it starts at 4. But just kind of the basics. Then it kind of just goes through some simple operations. And I want to really show you, the first thing is looking at this thing, you can see how really sleek and cool it looks. Actually looks really nice. Okay, and it's starting, sorry, I'm pausing because I don't know what it's doing already. Apparently it's starting to brew for some reason. And I didn't even ask it to brew. So I guess we're getting our coffee going. So actually there should be a pause, sorry. Let me turn that off. Okay, I'm turning it off, hopefully. Brew off. I don't know what this thing's doing. Did you guys see me touch it? I don't think I touched it. Maybe I'll just pull this out. That'll keep it stopped. Anyways, cut if I need to cut. Now, let me start over. So, when I was admiring this thing, is it has like a very sleek, kind of like futuristic panel here. Everything's like LED, whatever, behind it. So when you look at this thing, when it's unplugged, there's no buttons, which is kind of cool, right? Then when you turn it on, once again, this is more the design factor. Now, does it make better coffee than a Mr. Coffee? We'll have to test that. But it is very sleek and very cool looking. It will look beautiful on any counter you put on. How long it will last, that's another question. I will tell you one thing that I'm very annoyed with. This thing here, this flapper, they could have done a better job with that. It's definitely, I think a Mr. Coffee is a lot easier to move. And this is hot water a lot of times you're dealing with, or hot coffee. This thing can splash on you. So just be careful if you buy this thing. There's not really any easy way to address that, but it's sticky. It sticks when you try to open it. Hopefully that wears out over time. Things I want to tell you. So it has a clock here. You want to set your clock first. There's a sound off and on. There's a cleaning cycle, which is actually kind of cool. There's a brewing cycle. There's a 1 to 4 cups. So I'm still trying to figure that out because it says even if you put 14, it sounds like if you put 14 cups of water in it, it's still going to brew it all. So I don't really understand why there's a 1 to 4 cup mode if it says it's going to brew all the water. At least that's what it says in the instructions. You can program it. This is something I had about 20 years ago, one of the first coffee makers that you could program. I'm pretty sure now all of them are pretty much like this, where you program it before you go to sleep and you wake up to the smell of coffee in the air. Okay, I'm sure that's possible, but that's something it does. The other cool thing is it does a strength. So when you brew, you can go up to 3 strengths, 1, 2, and 3. How good that is, we'll find out. The only difference there when this thing's talking about 1 to 4 cup mode and in the brew strength is just going to be probably how much water it's putting through, and who knows how accurate that is. to do that, because if you're putting in your coffee, you can't make a change there. It's going to be the strength of how much water down is the coffee going to be. So let's get started here. I'm going to speed up this process, but I'm going to basically brew a cup of coffee. We're going to try it. I'm also going to measure the temperature so you guys know what the temperature is coming out. I think when we did Mr. Coffee, it was probably around 200 degrees at the tap, at the fountain. And then after it's brewed, it's probably around 180, 170. Okay, so keep that in mind too. If you really like hot coffee to be like 210, you're not getting it with these machines, okay, that's sitting in here. Because when it comes out, it's only about, 180, 170 degrees, and then it sits on a warmer. So technically it's going to get cooler from there. And it has a 4-hour warmer time. When you pull it, it turns off the brew, starts the warmer. That's pretty typical with these things as far as coffee goes. So let me speed this up. Let me start brewing some coffee and we'll try it, and I'll leave you guys there with my final thoughts. All right, so the coffee is done. Let's take a look here. I'm gonna measure the temperature of the actual coffee. Let's do that real quick. Turn this on. All right, so the coffee is sitting at, whoo, it's hot. Oh, it's a good way to get that measurement in there. About 180 degrees. Okay, I will tell you, I measured the water going into here and then also going into the unit, and my idea was right. It's about 190 degrees coming out of the top here, and then going into the pod it's about 185, 87, somewhere in there. And then of course in your cup it's going to even get cooler. So just keep in mind, you guys that love hot coffee, like really hot so it stays warm, then again, this should be something close to your office or whatever where you're getting this from. It's going to stay warm and you can go back to it as many times as you want. But I know there's a lot of die-hard coffee people out there. So let's pour a cup of this. It looks good, it looks rich. The strength was medium, so we can try that. I'll put this back into here. Okay, and I already know what this coffee tastes like, but the main thing is it hot? What should it be tasting like? It's good, just like it should be. It's kind of just the same as how my bun brewers make it commercially. So it does a good brew. All right, so that's a good thing. Plus with Drew. Good job, Drew. So it brews coffee, okay? I didn't test the strengths on this thing yet. That would be something you might want to do. And I can maybe do that in another video if you guys request it down below. Let me know if this is something you want to see. But, what is it? It's basically a Mr. Coffee. Maybe a little bit grandeur and things, but only time will tell how long these things last. I can tell you it's very pretty, it's beautiful. That's what I think the main takeaway is here. So if you're looking for a coffee maker that does the job, brews a decent cup of coffee, and you don't mind it sitting out on the counter instead of rushing and hiding it away when company comes over, then this is probably what you want to get. Noise-wise, everything else, it's a Mr. Coffee maker, to be honest. That's how I feel. It's not breaking the sound barrier here with innovation. Okay, it's mostly plastic and it's brewing you a cup of coffee. But it's pretty, it's nice, and it's easy to get. So I would say those are the pros. If you guys like this video, make sure you like and share this one, and go check out my other videos. Okay, we talk pretty much everything about coffee here. And I like to get detailed on stuff that a lot of other people are not going to give you reviews on. I know when I go to the store, I want to know reviews. I want to see stuff. So hopefully you like this video. Like and share it. Subscribe to our channel. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Cheers.